We're live, and it is another Wednesday. Welcome for all of you who are joining for the first time. It's so nice to see you. My name is Stephanie, aka Business Chic Mama, and I help creative entrepreneurs. I'm gonna go live on Instagram. And my name is Stephanie, aka Business Chic Mama, and I help creative entrepreneurs. Hello, Sheila, welcome. Start and grow their creative businesses and impact their world, impact their income. And we start with your Etsy shop, and then you grow from Etsy. So it's so good to have you here. We're going to get right into the content today. But before we get into it, if you're watching on YouTube or Instagram, I'd love it if you just go ahead and give me a hey, how you doing? Leave a comment if you like this video, if it was helpful. We're going to be talking about the Butt Kickin Business Bootcamp kickoff. This is going to be, I'm going to give you right now 7 pillars to Etsy success. And this is for any business, whether it's Etsy or Shopify, brick and mortar. This framework where you can use over and over again. And I'm going to give you that framework today. So I've got some exciting news. First, I do want to talk about, I know we have the coronavirus going on, and yes, it is very serious for people to do their due diligence, prepare, but what is that, for the rest of us that are not sick, that are healthy, what do we need to do? We need to keep continuing to work on our businesses, right? So that's what I'm doing in my business. I'm not, the sky is falling and I just got to hide under a shell right now. No, I am continuing to work on business as usual, preparing as much as I can and looking for the future. That's what successful entrepreneurs do, right? Because you are a successful entrepreneur. So welcome to the kickoff. We're going to talk about those 7 pillars to success. And I just want to unveil this is the kickoff party. So I've got a little gift for myself right here that I'm going to just show you guys to start this party, because I am getting into boot camp mode. If you could see that, that says coach, okay? And I've got my whistle. All right, because seriously, we are going to be kicking some serious butt here. Why am I doing this? So I have been coaching, I've been in business, most of you know my story, for over 20 years I've been in business, several businesses, I run multiple businesses right now. And as I've been coaching, which is fairly new to me within the last, year and a half, give or take, there is a problem with especially newer entrepreneurs and even entrepreneurs that have been in business for a while. There's such a problem with just so much information, lack of clarity, confusion, don't know where to go, don't know what to do next. And I noticed that a lot of you really do want your businesses to succeed. Obviously, you're not doing them because you just want to have them as like a little hobby, even though, of course, some of you do. But a lot of you want to make an income, and you really are trying, and you're spinning your wheels, and you're doing so many things, but there's still disconnect there. And that's why I feel like I want to step in and just like give you guys like the real, no fluff, like no more need to go chase the shiny objects, the lowdown. And that's why I'm creating the Business Bootcamp for creators, to give them bite-sized pieces of information at a time that's actionable and fun. And I'm going to be keeping you accountable. That's why I have this hat on. I find that most creators are having problem with accountability. Listen, rightly so. There's a lot thrown at us every day, and we need to be mature in our minds and in our thinking and reframe our thinking to think like an entrepreneur. And sometimes that takes some time, okay? And welcome if you're joining me on the Instagram. So it takes some time to really learn how to be an entrepreneur. Now, the reason I can run multiple businesses is because I've had a lot of experience over the years of failure, which has taught me how to overcome and kind of like be an entrepreneur, if you know what I mean. And welcome, welcome. It's so good to see you guys on the Instagrams. So what we're going to talk about today is the 7 pillars for Etsy success, but also, again, for any other business. And I'm just going to break it down for you. And of course, there's always so many tangents, but I'm going to give you the general picture. And so you can call me Coach Stephanie. I'm going to put on my coach hat every time I feel like I need to just kick your butts. So I hope you can appreciate that, because this is not out of anything like sitting on my soapbox. I truly am here to help you guys be successful in your businesses. So let's talk about the first step. So let's say you have a business already. You're fairly new to your business, or you have your business and you are struggling in one way or another, struggling to just get those consistent sales, struggling to even get seen or known or found in your business or on Etsy. This is probably the problem. The most common problem is there's the I have a product, I'm going to put it on the web and see if it sells. This is a common problem because we all think that our products are amazing and everyone needs to have them. And then when we hear crickets, we're really upset. We're like, my product is so good, why isn't anyone buying it? Well, we've got tons and tons of competition right now. So much competition, we need to figure out a way to stand out. But before we do that, we need to just dream a little bit for a second, because some of us are being just pushed down and thrown into this little box like, oh, I just want to sell one product a day, or this mentality of I only, and welcome Patty, so good to see you, or Polly, and everybody else on Instagram that is popping up. So, we feel like we're just like in this little tiny box. And why do we have to think like that? Seriously. If the world is a canvas and there is money on the table all around us, I have 11 sources of revenue right now. And I'll get into that in another video. But I built up 11 sources of revenue, and there's tons more. So why do we feel like we just need one tiny revenue source, No, we don't. So the first step is to dream, to think, to vision what you want for your life and what you want for your business. And this is critical because a lot of people skip this step. They're like, oh, I just want to make a couple sales and I'd be happy. No, I don't think so. I think you're made for more. And that's why when I have this hat on, I feel like I can be like, I'm going to kick your butts into gear, okay? Can I get a thumbs up, like if you're like excited about someone just coming in and kicking your butt? Just me, that I'm just excited about this. I don't know. Someone excited about this? Give me a thumbs up. Okay, that's one. That's great. We can dream all we want, but thank you for the thumbs up. We can dream all we want, but that's not going to get us anywhere. We know that. So what is the second step? After we have our vision, some people do vision boards. This is a great thing. It's very posh right now to do those vision boards, but they do work, because when your brain sees it in front of you, it's more likely to actually achieve those steps. So Pinterest, or even a vision board that is a physical vision board that you see all of your goals, okay? So the second thing is we need to assess. And sometimes it's really hard to assess because we have to look at ourselves. We have to be realistic with ourselves. We've got to say, okay, I know what I'm doing. I am grabbing my phone because I am checking out. And when you have something hard that you need to accomplish for the day, and grab comfort. You grab the known. You don't want to go into the unknown, so you grab the known. Okay? We've all been there. We all are struggling with this, every single one of this. But how do we overcome that? Well, we're going to get into the assessing of where you're at, not only with your mindset, but your shop, your goals. Do you even have any goals, or you're just kind of flying by the seat of your pants? That's why it's so important to assess where you're at. And that's where I'm going to come in as a coach and guide you through how to assess your business. What do I look at? There's numbers I got to look at. What am I doing? What about SEO? What about all these things that, it takes a million years to actually learn? But I'm going to try to give it to you in little bite-sized chunks to help you guys through this. But after we assess where we're at, what we're realistically seeing in front of our eyes, why we're not making sales, then we want to go on to our mindset. Because our mindset, and I can say this is so crazy because recently, and some of you know this, I've invested in a lot of coaching for myself, business coaching, high level mastermind and group coaching. And would you believe that most of the work is on mindset? You would think they'd be like handing you everything on a platter, and it's not that way. And that's why I feel so confident in relaying to you about how important the mindset is in reframing what you need to accomplish, not what you already did. Because if you've already doing something, it's not going to work if you continue to do that. So we need to change our mindset, our habits, and everything in that whole area, which is a whole nother, another video. But once we start reframing our mindset and we take that mindset, we can start creating our goals. And our goals need to be, the acronym is SMART, S-M-A-R-T. S stands for, it has to be, I've got them written down because I know that I'm on like all these, it has to be specific, okay? If you have a goal, and I'm not a big goal planner, believe me, I've struggled with this over the years, but I am getting my butt into gear, creating goals for my coaching business, and they have to be specific. They also need to be measurable. If you can't measure, you're not going to know how to progress and what to work on. If you say, okay, well, my conversion rate is now at 2%. I want to bring it up to 3%. Let me try this, this, and this and see what happens. Can I change my landing page copy? You need to be so specific that you know where to look, because you don't want to change something that is working. That is the point of actually taking a look at our business. And sometimes I know it's so hard. We want to go, no. I don't want to look at my business. I just want to make money. But that doesn't work, okay? So then we also want to have our goals to be achievable. Now, I like to have big goals, lofty goals, like, I want to be eventually a multi-six-figure business, yada, yada, yada. But you also want to have achievable goals for your daily goals, your monthly goals, and your quarterly goals. And this can all be, believe it or not, you can even come down to your hourly goals, which is everything that you need to accomplish, and then hour by hour, day by day, hitting those goals, okay? So after we've got the achievable, we're gonna go to the relevant, which is R for relevant. When your goals are relevant, you're not saying, okay, well, in 2025, I'll get there, and it's just going to take me this many years. No, you want them to be happening now. You want to do the things that are relevant to your business now. You don't want to be, yes, it's good to have long-term goals, but your short-term goals, you need to have them to be relevant. What's going on right now with your business, with your Instagram? Is there changes that you need to make on your Instagram or your Pinterest? Things are always changing, so they need to be relevant to the times. And then also timely. We want to make sure that these goals are timely. And I don't really need to explain that, but that is SMART, the acronym for your business. So the goals, after we set those goals and they are real and we can actually measure them, then we move on to the vehicles of how we're going to get there. Because we can't sit there and go, please come. Please come. And I know that manifestation is big, and I actually do believe in manifestation, but you need to have action behind the manifestation. You can't just be sitting, eating Cheetos on your couch saying, come to me, and it will be there. Unfortunately, there is work to be done. And if you are serious about being an entrepreneur in business, you can automate a lot of stuff once you get the results that you're looking for. But when you're building a business, it takes time and it takes understanding, and everybody's at different levels, obviously. But the cool thing is that, and welcome whoever else is joining, it's so good to see you guys, that you need to use the vehicles. And that's when you pick one or two vehicles to start with. I always say start with just one platform that you want to start expanding your presence, which is the biggest platform for your return on investment, your ROI. For example, in my coaching business, this live video, if it was not bringing me an ROI, I would not be doing them. I would be looking into doing something else. But I know that I love teaching and inspiring, and then some of you reach out to me for coaching or some of my programs. You're like, Stephanie, I love your energy. We connect. I want you. I want you to help me build my business. And that's why I do these type of events. But you need to figure out where your clients are hanging out. You know, if you're an Etsy seller, most likely they are on Pinterest. So you want to create a nice Pinterest community and be on Pinterest. And, you know, of course, that's one little area where you want to focus on. But there's so many. The problem that I see is that everyone wants to be everywhere at once. And this is pretty much a strategy that's going to fail, because it's called, can you say burn out? Burn out. Can I get a thumbs up? You're trying to do everything. You want to be here and get the latest strategy and do this and then this, and it's just complete burnout. The more focused you can be, the better, and the more clarity that you have, the faster you're going to get to where your goals are. And then after we take those vehicles, we want to, you know, we define those vehicles to start out, then we're going to take action on those vehicles. Too many times I see people fumbling around with rewriting their planner because it helps them be organized. So they rewrite their plan and their goals, and they're not taking any action steps to their business. They're just not, and this is not going to move the needle in your business. I made mistakes of like rebranding my logos probably 7 or 8 times over the years in my business, and what a waste of time and energy, precious time where I could have been out in the marketplace speaking to people or doing other things that would create income and create the movement that I need, instead of just rewriting my planner schedule or worrying about, now those are things are important, don't get me wrong. We need to have cohesive, good logos, but if you find yourself constantly going back to those things that are keeping you safe, it's time to reframe those things so you can use the things that you need to do to move forward in the business, which is those things you identified in step 5, which are the vehicles. You need to take action on those vehicles, and this all is inside your goal plan. So then the last step is rinse and repeat this process, because sometimes when we are on our goal setting plan, we find out we need to tweak things, or on our daily plan, maybe something happens and your child is sick from school. You have to cancel an appointment. So we need to be flexible with our plans and not be like, oh my God, I'm not making my goals this month, you know, this quarter. And, you know, give yourself some grace, because I know each and every one of you are working so hard and so much with probably not as many results as you'd like to see. Can I get like a hands up? Like, we've all been there. There's just so much to do, you know? So those are the 7 steps. And if you need to watch the replay, go ahead and do that. But the problem that I'm seeing right now is that we truly are so overwhelmed with so much information. The people that truly learn how to master the distractions, how to master your self-integrity, those 2 things alone will get you leap years ahead of everybody else. It's the truth, guys. People are struggling because they want to learn, but they don't want to implement. And implementation is where you see those golden nuggets. Implementation is where you find, oh, can't do that again. Implementation is where you get clarity. Implementation is where you stand ahead of everybody else that just wants to learn and not take action. So what I have coming up in the next 2 weeks, I have on the Facebook Live here is, and also on, if you're on the Instagram and you want to be a part of this membership boot camp, it's coming up in 2 weeks, and we're going to be going through monthly. This is a monthly membership, cancel anytime. It's going to be founding members, special price, super cheap, like almost free. But I truly want to help all of you, and you're going to be having this like experience, and I want to make it like an experience that you have not experienced before, because I want it to be fun. I want you guys to be certain. I want you to have clarity, and there's going to be exercises, and there's going to be challenges, and there's going to be just a lot of fun stuff, clarity sessions, all different things that I have planned, live coaching, and also in little bits and increments, so you guys can digest each little piece of these to help you build your business from like scratch, from like the bottom up, from like adding a brick to a brick to a brick, and then all of a sudden once you learn all this, you can apply it to any business. So that is going to be coming up, but stay for so much more, because I've got a lot for you, including the, we're talking about conversion rates, all that good stuff, and how your business is purely math. And that will be coming up in the next couple of trainings. But if you're not on my mailing list, go ahead and just click on the Business Boot Camp, or just connect with me. Give me a, if you're on YouTube, hey YouTube, just go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know if if you resonate with this message, and if you are struggling, because it doesn't have to be that way. All right, guys, any questions before we, it's already almost at 25 minutes. See how our time goes so quickly? Any questions before we end this session? All right, well, guess what? This is Coach Stephanie, and I'm going to see you in the Butt Kickin Boot Camp to get your business up to par. All right, guys. See you guys in the next video. Have an awesome day. Thanks for joining. See you soon.